Hi, this is Mr. Brinker. I'm here to introduce my Spanish 2 student of the month, Izzy Miller. Izzy has been an awesome addition to our class, is always participating really well, knows what's going on, is super helpful to her classmates if we're working on something independently, and that's kind of why I picked her for my student of the month for March. Hi, this is Mr. Brinker. I'm here to introduce my Spanish 1 student of the month, AMAIA Osborne. This is the first time I've ever had AMAIA in class, but AMAIA is somebody who participates all the time, is super great to her classmates and interacts with everyone really well, and I can always rely on her for a great answer, a great contribution to class. So that's why AMAIA is my pick for my March Spanish 1 student of the month.
Hi, I'm Mr. Lowry, and for the March Science Students of the Month, I ended up taking 2 students. I chose Carmen Felton and Brad Weaver. I chose Carmen because she is a rock star in my class. In our class discussions, she's always adding to the discussion. She offers to help out with what we're doing in the class, and she is sharp. And I really appreciate the positive attitude that she brings to the class. It's really a blessing. And as far as Brad, first of all, he adds to the discussion in the class. But one thing I really appreciate about Brad is I have him in my second block biology class, and then immediately following that, I have him in my third block lead class. And on multiple occasions, Brad has stepped up to help to walk students through what the lessons were that we covered in biology. And I think that helps him to study, but he's also really stepping up and helping his peers in that. So that's been a real benefit to the class. So I really appreciate that.
This is Mrs. Eckert, and I wanted to recognize my stellar sophomores for Student of the Month. Last year they struggled with coming into high school in the middle of the pandemic, being hybrid or being virtual, and just adjusting to the demands of high school in that situation. And this year 3 of them have shown tremendous amount of growth, and I just wanted to recognize them. The first one is COLIN FROMMERT. He was virtual last year, and it was a struggle to get him to take notes, to turn in assignments. He really had to work hard at the end of each semester to pass his classes, and now he's polite, he's cooperative, he helps everyone, he helps his teachers, and all his work is done for the most part in a quality manner and on time. My next one is Spencer Newton. He really struggled with taking notes, participating in class, paying attention, and he has done the same thing. He's turning in work on time, he's asking questions, he's participating, he's working really hard, and he's really conscientious about doing what he needs to do to get a better grade. And my last sophomore is AYDDIN Thompson. She struggled just with pace. She's a student athlete, so she had trouble pacing herself last year, and this year she has a much better system, and so she's on track and things aren't behind, and then she doesn't panic. Then her work is a much higher quality. Congratulations to these 3 students. They're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
I selected Caden Wood for Student of the Month. Caden just has a magnetic personality, and he really brings a lot of happiness and positivity to the room. I notice a lot of students gravitate towards him because of his kindness and inclusion, and I really appreciate what he brings to Harper Creek. I also selected AYDDIN Thompson for Student of the Month. Since I arrived at Harper Creek, AYDDIN was super welcoming, genuinely interested in me and her peers. She just brings a nice, she's very generous and very kind, so I selected her for Student of the Month. I also selected Logan Means for Student of the Month. Logan's a great example of hard work in the classroom. He's an advocate for his education, and he's genuinely curious about what we're learning. He has great questions and is an awesome student to have in class.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Hall, and I have nominated Michaela Pulver for Student of the Month in Art. Michaela does a lovely job. She works very hard in class. She thinks a lot about the work she's going to make, listens to directions, asks for help when she needs it, and she's extremely helpful in picking up the materials and putting things away and keeping me on track. So congratulations, Michaela. I really enjoy having you in class. The second student I nominated for Student of the Month is Jordan Hoffman. Jordan is a very hard worker in art class. He thinks a lot about what is going on, the instructions. He puts in extra effort and makes extra artwork when he is finished with the artwork he already has done, or when the assignment is finished. When ahead and started painting when everybody else was still working on the first assignment. He moved on to the second assignment and actually ended up doing 3 landscape paintings instead of just the one. I really enjoy his thought process and the way he will help other people at his table with challenges that they have, and he's been great to have in class. Thanks, Jordan.
Hello, my name is Rachel Foreman and I'm teaching U.S. History. I nominated KAYLYNNE HISEL for Student of the Month for my first block. KAYLYNNE exemplifies perseverance. She might have struggled a bit at the start of class, but she learned and she has grown into an amazing student. Her willingness to put in time and try again so impressed me. She turns in her work on time, she reads feedback, and then she improves from it. She's also always willing to work with others, and that is why she is my Student of the Month. I am recommending Michaela Pulver for Student of the Month. On the first day of class, it was 7:45 in the morning. Most students were sleepy, heads down, but there was this bright spot in class, and that was Michaela. Her sunny disposition makes her a delight to have in class, as well as her determination and dedication. She turns in her work on time, she lets me know when she has a question, and she's always prepared and willing to work with others. And that is why I have chosen her for Student of the Month. My name is Rachel Foreman. I teach U.S. History, and I'm nominating Jackson Bagley for Student of the Month. Jackson's really quiet, and he might be missed in larger classes, and that would be a shame. He's such a responsible and considerate young man. He listens to directions, he works well with others, and he's so prepared. For example, he was called out to schedule his courses for next year during a test. He got up, he went to schedule his courses, and then he came back with just a sliver of time left, and he opened up his test and took it and nailed it. He doesn't let obstacles get in his way. That is why I have nominated him and chosen him for Student of the Month. My name is Rachel Foreman. I teach U.S. History, and I'm nominating ERYN Goldring for Student of the Month. ERYN is amazing. She comes to class prepared, her notes are on point, but what I really appreciate about ERYN is not only her positive attitude, but her integrity. She's such a positive role model, and she actively participates with others. And one example I'd like to give is once she was absent while working on a group project. Now, when she returned, she could have just skated on her group members' work, but she didn't. What she did is she looked at what had been completed and she found ways to contribute. And that just kind of, to me, exemplifies her character and what a great person she is. And that is why I nominated her for Student of the Month. My name is Rachel Foreman, and I have taught World History, and I'm nominating Anthony SUDDETH for Student of the Month for my World History class. When I think of Anthony, I think of positive attitude, respectful manner, always willing to improve. He works hard each and every day. One of the best qualities I admire about Anthony is he's not afraid to ask for help. He would send me comments through Google Classroom, making sure that he understood what was expected, or if he couldn't find information. But the other quality that I really appreciate about Anthony is kindness. He stayed after class a few times to tell me that he liked me as a teacher and that he appreciated what I was doing in class. Well, it's not the job of the student to check in on the teacher. It just showed me that Anthony is wonderfully compassionate, and it's utter joy to have in class. I'm very sad that I had him as a junior instead of having him earlier. My name is Rachel Foreman. I also teach U.S. History, and I'm nominating AYLA CHAPMAN as Student of the Month. Not often do you see such professionalism with a freshman in high school. Ayla was always prepared for class. Her notes were color-coded, and if she had to miss class, she was proactive and emailed me. She asked about missing work and made sure that everything was completed and turned in on time. If cloning wasn't, morally ambiguous, I would love 100 Ayla Chapmans. I really hope that I get the honor and the joy of having her in class again.
Okay, Craig Smart here, Mr. Smart from the high school functional room, and my student of the month is Jake Thomason, just based on his grades, his dedication to class, at school, his work, and just how much he helps everybody out around him, including his family.
All right, hi, I'm Mrs. RUTAN, and I have 2 students of the month this year. My first is Delaney. She's in my Lit and Comp 2 class. She is amazing at finding hidden meaning and deeper discussion and analysis in the literature we read, including The Great Gatsby. So I admire her insights, and I chose her as my student of the month. My second student of the month is Jeff. He's in my Lit and Comp 1 class, and he's great at discussion, also equally wonderful at coming up with insights and having things to say about our literature. So to both my students of the month, congrats, and keep up the good reading.
All right. Hi, I'm Mr. Renner from the Woodshop. I'm here with Eric Wilson, who's one of my students of the month. Eric's in the Advanced Woods class. He has some really creative ideas, makes some really good projects, you know, really good and running all the machines and equipment in there. Always safe, just does an outstanding job with everything that he does. So happy to have him in class. All right. Hi, I'm Mr. Renner here from the Woodshop class. My student of the month is Jackson Schroeder. He's in the Machine Woods class, or the introductory class. He's through 3 projects already this semester, kind of ahead of everybody else. Has done really quality work with everything that he's done. Just some high-end stuff. He actually works for a woodworking company for a part-time job, so he really knows what he's doing and does an outstanding job. So, thank you.